Derek often spent his nights watching the stars. Living alone in a small wooden cabin far from the busy town gave him plenty of quiet time. The sky was clear tonight, and millions of stars sparkled brightly, making him feel very small yet connected to something bigger. Derek loved this feeling. He sat on the porch with his telescope pointed toward the endless sky, his notebook ready to record anything unusual. Tonight, Derek saw something he had never seen before. A bright streak of light suddenly appeared, racing across the sky. It didn't look like any shooting star he knew. The object moved quickly, then suddenly changed direction. He stood up, excited and confused. Shooting stars didn't do that. Thought Derek watched as the bright object dipped down toward the forest behind his cabin. He saw a sudden flash, then a faint boom echoed through the trees. His heart started beating faster. Something had landed. Something very strange. He knew he had to investigate. Grabbing his flashlight, Derek walked quickly toward the woods. The closer he got, the faster his heart beat. He didn't know what to expect. The forest around him was quiet, as if the animals had sensed something strange, too. Derek followed the trail of broken branches and burnt grass, his flashlight leading the way. Finally, he reached a small clearing. In front of him was a strange silver object. It was smooth and shiny, looking very different from anything he had ever seen. Smoke rose from the sides, and small lights blinked weakly. Derek took a deep breath and stepped closer. Then he saw movement. Someone or something was inside. He hesitated for a moment, but his curiosity won. He moved closer, shining the light carefully toward the opening of the strange object. That's when he saw her. She lay on the ground, hurt and clearly scared. Her skin was a beautiful shade of lavender, glowing softly under the moonlight. Her long silver hair shimmered gently, and her teal eyes looked at Derek with fear. She tried to move away, but winced in pain. "It's okay," Derek said softly, kneeling beside her. "I won't hurt you." She looked at him carefully, studying his face. Derek saw the fear slowly fade from her eyes, replaced by cautious trust. She nodded weakly. "Can you understand me?" Derek asked gently. She nodded again, holding her arm carefully. Derek noticed a deep cut and bruises along her side. He knew he had to help her quickly. "Let me take you somewhere safe," Derek said. "You need help." The strange woman hesitated, then slowly reached out her hand. Derek carefully took it, noticing her fingers were warm and delicate. He gently helped her stand, and she leaned heavily against him, clearly struggling with her injuries. "Come on," he whispered reassuringly. "My cabin isn't far." Slowly, they made their way back through the woods. Derek kept glancing at her, amazed and worried at the same time. He had never imagined meeting someone like her, someone from beyond his world. Inside his cabin, Derek helped her sit down on a soft couch. He quickly found some clean water and bandages, carefully cleaning and covering her wounds. She watched him quietly, her bright eyes never leaving his face. "Thank you," she finally said softly. Her voice was gentle and musical, almost like a song. It made Derek smile. "You're welcome," he replied warmly. "Do you have a name?" She paused, thinking for a moment, then softly said, "Zara." "I'm Derek," he introduced himself. "Derek?" Zara repeated, her voice sounding soft and curious. It felt special, hearing his name from someone so extraordinary. Zara slowly relaxed, feeling safer in this strange place. Derek finished tending to her wounds and covered her with a warm blanket. He could tell she was still tired and weak. "Rest now," Derek told her gently. "You're safe here." Zara nodded, her eyes already closing. As she drifted to sleep, Derek watched her quietly. He felt strangely protective of this mysterious woman. He wondered about her world, her story, and why she had come to Earth. Quietly, Derek sat back in his chair, watching Zara sleep peacefully. He knew things had changed tonight. His quiet life had suddenly become much more complicated, but he didn't mind. For the first time in a long while, Derek felt truly alive and curious about the future. The morning sunlight streamed softly through the windows of the small cabin. Zara woke slowly, feeling warm and safe beneath the soft blanket. She opened her eyes and glanced around the room. Everything looked strange and unfamiliar, but comforting. At the same time, Derek was already awake, busy making something in the kitchen. He noticed Zara waking up and smiled warmly. "Good morning," he said gently. "How are you feeling today?" Zara sat up carefully, checking her injuries. They felt better now, less painful. "Much better," she said softly. "Thank you again." "You're welcome," Derek replied, pouring hot tea into 2 cups. He walked over and handed one to Zara. "This will help you feel stronger." Zara held the warm cup carefully, enjoying the pleasant aroma. She took a small sip, and the warmth spread quickly through her body, making her feel even more relaxed. "Where am I exactly?" Zara asked curiously, her teal eyes carefully watching Derek. "You're on Earth," Derek answered kindly, sitting in a chair across from her. "In a small cabin far from town. It's safe here." Zara nodded slowly, trying to understand everything clearly. "I've heard of Earth," she said, her voice thoughtful. "It's very different from my world. Where do you come from?" Derek asked gently. Curious to learn more about her, Zara paused, deciding carefully how much to share. "My planet is called Eloria," she began slowly. "It is very far from here, beautiful but very different." "It sounds amazing," Derek said honestly, fascinated by her description. "But what brought you here? Was your ship damaged?" Zara sighed softly, looking down at the cup in her hands. "Yes, I was traveling alone. Something happened, and I lost control. Then I ended up here." "I'm glad you're safe," Derek said softly, sincerity shining in his eyes. Zara looked up, noticing his intense stare. It puzzled her. She wasn't used to someone looking at her with such warmth and curiosity. "Why do you keep staring at me, human?" she asked suddenly, her voice gentle but confused. Derek blinked, slightly embarrassed. "I'm sorry," he quickly apologized. "It's just, I've never met anyone like you before." "You're fascinating." Zara tilted her head thoughtfully, considering his words. She had never thought of herself as fascinating before. She was just Zara, an ordinary being from Eloria. "Are all humans as kind as you?" Zara asked cautiously. Derek laughed softly, shaking his head. "Not all," he admitted honestly. "But many are. I promise. You're safe here." Zara nodded slowly, believing him. There was something about Derek that made her trust him completely. His kindness and gentle voice gave her comfort. As days passed, Zara quickly adapted to life in the cabin. Derek taught her many things about Earth, showing her plants, animals, and beautiful landscapes nearby. Zara found everything fascinating. She was especially curious about human behavior and customs. One afternoon, Derek took Zara to see a small stream nearby. The clear water flowed gently, reflecting sunlight beautifully. Zara knelt beside it, dipping her fingers carefully in the cool water. She smiled softly, enchanted by this simple pleasure. Derek watched Zara quietly from a short distance, unable to hide his admiration. Zara was beautiful in ways he had never imagined possible. Her movements were graceful, her expressions filled with curiosity and innocence. "Do you miss your home?" Derek asked gently, coming closer. Zara looked up, her teal eyes meeting his. "Sometimes," she admitted softly, "but right now, I'm happy here." Her words made Derek's heart beat faster. He smiled warmly, feeling deeply moved. He wanted to tell Zara how he felt, but decided to wait, afraid to scare her away. "I'm glad you're happy," he finally said simply, holding back his true feelings. That evening, Derek built a small fire outside the cabin. Zara sat nearby, watching the flames flicker gently. She felt warm and peaceful, enjoying the calm of the night. The stars above reminded her of her home, but they also felt welcoming. "Will you tell me more about Loria?" Derek asked softly. Sitting closer, Zara nodded, smiling softly. She began describing her planet, its crystal mountains, deep blue oceans, and cities that floated in the sky. Derek listened carefully, amazed by her descriptions. As Zara spoke, Derek felt his heart growing warmer. He realized that Zara wasn't just fascinating. She was special to him in a way he hadn't expected. He wanted to protect her, to care for her, and to always see her happy. But for now, he simply sat and listened, letting Zara's gentle voice fill his thoughts. It was enough just to be beside her, sharing this quiet night beneath the stars. Days turned into weeks, and Zara began to feel more comfortable living on Earth with Derek. They spent their days exploring nature, learning about each other's worlds, and building a friendship that felt strong and real. Zara was fascinated by human customs and habits, often asking Derek many questions. One day, Zara found a book Derek had been reading. Curious, she opened it, looking carefully at the pages filled with pictures and words. "What's this?" she asked Derek as he entered the room. "Oh, that's a book of poetry," Derek replied, smiling softly. Poems are words that people use to express deep feelings. They often talk about love, sadness, or beauty. Zara looked intrigued. "Can you read one to me?" she asked eagerly. Derek nodded, gently taking the book from her hands. He opened to one of his favorite pages and read slowly, his voice warm and gentle. Zara listened carefully, her eyes shining brightly as she tried to understand the meaning behind the words. "That's beautiful," Zara whispered softly when he finished. "Humans express feelings in such lovely ways." Derek looked at her, his heart beating a little faster. "Yes, feelings can be strong and complicated," he said gently, wanting to tell her more about his own feelings, but unsure how to start. The next day, Derek's friend Natalie decided to visit unexpectedly. Natalie had known Derek since childhood, and she often visited him in his quiet cabin. When Natalie arrived, Zara felt nervous. She hadn't met any other humans except Derek, and she wasn't sure how Natalie would react to her. "Who's this?" Natalie asked with a curious smile, looking at Zara. "This is Zara," Derek introduced warmly. "She's staying with me for a while." Natalie studied Zara carefully, noticing her unusual lavender skin and striking teal eyes. She quickly realized Zara wasn't from Earth, but she chose to be polite. "Nice to meet you, Zara," Natalie said kindly, extending her hand. Zara hesitated, then gently shook Natalie's hand, feeling relieved by her friendliness. During lunch, Natalie shared stories about her life in town, her family, and the adventures she had with Derek when they were young. Zara listened, feeling slightly out of place but still interested in learning more about Derek's life. Later, while Zara cleaned up in the kitchen, Natalie took Derek outside to speak privately. Zara glanced through the window, noticing their serious expressions. She felt a strange feeling in her chest, unsure of what it meant. "Do you know where she really came from?" Natalie asked Derek softly, her voice full of concern. "Yes," Derek admitted quietly. "But she's good, Natalie. She's gentle and kind. I trust her completely." Natalie looked worried. "Are you sure, Derek? She's not like us. What if others find out?" Derek sighed, feeling frustrated. "I know, but I have to help her. She needs me." Zara, unable to hear their words clearly, saw the worry in Natalie's face and felt a sudden sadness. She wondered if she was causing trouble for Derek, if maybe she didn't belong here after all. That night, Zara sat quietly by herself, thinking deeply. Derek noticed her sadness and sat beside her. "What's wrong, Zara?" he asked softly, his eyes filled with care. "Am I causing you trouble, Derek?" Zara asked gently, her voice trembling slightly. "Your friend seemed worried." "Maybe it's better if I leave." "No, Zara," Derek said quickly, his voice filled with emotion. "You're not trouble. Natalie just worries about things she doesn't understand." Zara looked into Derek's eyes, searching for truth. "Do you understand?" she asked quietly. Derek paused, taking a deep breath. "I understand more than you know," he finally said, his voice barely above a whisper. "You mean a lot to me, Zara." Zara felt her heart beat faster, her teal eyes widening slightly. She didn't fully grasp what Derek meant, but his words made her feel warm and safe. "You mean a lot to me, too," Zara admitted softly, gently placing her hand on his. Derek's eyes softened, and he smiled gently. They sat quietly, each feeling comfort in the other's presence. Zara still wasn't completely sure the meaning behind Derek's words, but she felt they had grown closer. She wanted to learn more, to understand fully the deep feelings Derek had mentioned. As the night grew deeper, Derek gently suggested they rest. Zara agreed, feeling peaceful despite the earlier worry. Before sleep, she thought about Derek's kindness and warmth, realizing that her feelings toward him had grown stronger than friendship. It was new and confusing, but also exciting and wonderful. Zara closed her eyes, smiling softly, ready to discover more about these new feelings. She knew that whatever happened, Derek would be by her side, guiding her through this strange and beautiful new world. In the following days, Zara and Derek continued to share quiet and meaningful moments. Derek often took Zara for walks, introducing her to the beauty of Earth. Zara learned quickly, fascinated by even the simplest things, like the changing colors of the leaves or the gentle humming of birds. One afternoon, Derek decided to take Zara to the nearby town. He knew it was risky, but Zara had expressed a strong curiosity about human life beyond the woods. He carefully chose clothing to cover her lavender skin and gave her a hat to hide most of her unusual hair. "Stay close," Derek told Zara gently. As they approached the town, "We need to be careful." Zara nodded, her teal eyes filled with excitement and a little nervousness. The town was small, filled with friendly people who waved and smiled at Derek as they passed. Zara watched carefully, amazed by the busy streets, shops, and homes. "What do humans do here?" Zara asked softly, fascinated. "They live, work, shop, and spend time together," Derek explained. "It's how humans build a community." Zara smiled softly, liking the idea of community. Derek showed her a small store filled with books, clothing, and household items. Zara's eyes widened, and she touched different things carefully, asking questions about their purpose. While they explored, Derek noticed that some people watched Zara curiously, sensing something unusual about her. He began feeling nervous, gently guiding her toward the exit. Outside, they encountered Natalie again. She was surprised to see Zara in town, but offered a friendly smile. "Hi again, Zara," Natalie greeted warmly, though her eyes showed worry. "Are you enjoying your visit?" "Yes," Zara replied gently, smiling. "This place is wonderful." Natalie glanced at Derek, silently asking if everything was okay. He nodded reassuringly. Natalie relaxed, inviting them both to join her for lunch at a small cafe nearby. As they sat at the cafe, Zara watched carefully, learning about human interactions. Natalie talked happily, asking Zara gentle questions about her experiences on Earth. Zara responded honestly, feeling more at ease with Natalie now. After lunch, Zara thanked Natalie warmly. "You are very kind," she said softly. "Thank you for accepting me." Natalie smiled genuinely, touched by Zara's gentle words. "I see why Derek cares so much about you," she said softly. "You're special." Derek felt his face grow warm, embarrassed but happy that Natalie finally understood. Zara noticed his blush and felt warmth spreading through her chest again, wondering about these strange human reactions. Back at the cabin that evening, Zara asked Derek about his reaction. "Why did your face become red today?" Zara asked curiously. Derek hesitated, unsure how to explain. "Humans blush when they feel shy or embarrassed," he finally said gently. "Natalie said something that made me feel that way." "Was it bad?" Zara asked worriedly. "No," Derek quickly reassured her. "It was something very nice." Zara thought carefully about this. She remembered Natalie's words clearly. Derek cared about her deeply. Zara wondered if this meant something special, something like the poems Derek had read to her. Do humans often blush when they care deeply about someone? Zara asked gently. Derek's heart raced at her question. He knew he needed to be honest now. Yes, he said softly, looking into her bright eyes. Especially when they care about someone. A lot. Zara felt her heartbeat quicken. Do you care about me that way, Derek? She asked carefully, holding her breath. Yes, Derek admitted quietly. More than anyone I've ever known. Zara felt joy burst in her heart. She smiled, reaching out to gently touch his hand. I think I feel that way too, she said softly, her voice filled with wonder. They sat quietly, both amazed by this moment of honesty. Derek gently held Zara's hand, feeling warmth and happiness he had never experienced before. However, their peaceful moment was suddenly disrupted by strange noises outside. Zara's eyes widened in fear, recognizing the sound. It was a communication signal from her people. She jumped up quickly, her face filled with worry. They found me, Zara whispered urgently. My people have come. Derek felt panic rising. What will they do? He asked quickly, scared of losing Zara. Zara shook her head sadly. They will expect me to return immediately, she explained. I must go talk to them. I'll go with you, Derek said firmly, squeezing her hand gently. You're not alone. Zara nodded, feeling stronger with Derek by her side. Together, they walked outside to face whatever awaited them. Both felt afraid, but also determined to protect the bond they had formed, ready to defend their right to stay together. Outside the cabin, the night sky was filled with strange glowing lights. Zara and Derek stood side by side, watching as a large, elegant spaceship slowly descended into the clearing nearby. Zara's eyes were filled with sadness and worry, knowing what this arrival meant. Derek felt tense but determined to support her no matter what. The spaceship gently touched down, and moments later, a door slid open smoothly. 3 figures emerged, their lavender skin and silver hair clearly marking them as Zara's people. Their faces showed calmness, but carried an authority that made Derek nervous. One of the figures stepped forward, her bright teal eyes carefully examining Zara and Derek. Zara recognized her immediately. Lena, Zara said softly, stepping forward. Lena was Zara's older sister, a respected leader among their people. Zara, Lena said calmly, but her voice had a gentle edge. We've been searching everywhere for you. I'm sorry for worrying you, Zara said gently, keeping her voice steady. I didn't mean to cause trouble. Lena's eyes moved carefully over Derek, studying him curiously. And who is this human? She asked cautiously. This is Derek, Zara said firmly, stepping closer to him. He found me when I crashed here. He saved me and kept me safe. Lena looked thoughtful, considering Zara's words. I see, but you must return home now, Zara. Our people need you. Zara felt sadness rise in her chest. She didn't want to leave Derek. Earth had become her home, and her feelings for Derek were strong and clear. Lena, please, Zara pleaded softly. Let me stay. I found happiness here. Lena's face grew serious, showing concern. This is not our world, Zara. Humans might be kind now, but what about later? It's dangerous for you here. Derek stepped forward bravely, speaking respectfully but firmly. I understand your worry, he said gently, but I promise Zara will be safe with me. I care deeply for her. Lena's eyes softened slightly at Derek's sincere words. She saw the gentle determination in his eyes and the quiet strength in Zara's stance. Still, she shook her head gently. Our rules are clear, Lena explained softly. Our people cannot live among humans openly. It's too risky. Zara felt tears form in her eyes, frustration growing inside her. Why must our worlds stay apart? She asked passionately. We can learn from each other. Humans are kind and loving. Derek taught me that. Lena listened quietly, feeling moved by Zara's words. But the responsibility she carried was heavy. "Zara," Lena said gently, "our people fear what they do not know. Humans fear what they do not understand. That is how conflicts begin." "Then let's change that," Derek suggested earnestly. "Let Zara be an ambassador. She can show your people how humans truly are. She can show my people how to trust yours." Zara looked at Derek with admiration, surprised by his bravery and wisdom. Lena seemed thoughtful, considering Derek's idea carefully. She saw the courage in Derek, the hope in Zara, and felt a small spark of possibility. "Perhaps," Lena finally sighed, her voice softening further, "we could consider this carefully. But it would not be easy." "We're willing to try," Zara said immediately, her voice filled with hope. Derek nodded in strong agreement. Lena looked at the other two aliens standing quietly behind her. They shared silent looks, each thinking deeply. Finally, Lena turned back to Zara. "We must discuss this more with our people," Lena explained. "I cannot make this decision alone. But for now, Zara, you may stay." Zara's face lit up with joy. She stepped forward quickly, hugging Lena tightly. "Thank you, sister," she whispered gratefully. Lena gently hugged her back, showing a soft smile. "Be careful, Zara. Your happiness matters, but safety does too." "I promise," Zara said, pulling back to stand beside Derek again. Lena nodded, turning back toward her ship. Before stepping inside, she glanced back once more, giving Zara a gentle nod of support. The ship's door closed smoothly, and moments later, the elegant craft lifted gracefully into the night sky. Disappearing among the stars, Zara and Derek stood quietly, still holding hands, watching until the ship vanished completely. Derek gently squeezed Zara's hand, reassuring her silently. "Thank you, Derek," Zara said softly, her voice filled with deep gratitude and emotion. "I meant every word," Derek replied gently, looking deeply into her teal eyes. "I'll always stand by you." Zara smiled softly, feeling warmth and happiness fill her heart. The bond between them felt stronger than ever, and for the first time, she truly felt at home. Together, they turned back to the cabin, knowing they had taken a brave step toward a new future filled with hope and love. In the days that followed Lena's visit, Zara and Derek began preparing for their future. They felt excited but nervous, knowing their lives were about to change greatly. Zara knew her people would return soon with an answer, and she wanted to be ready. Derek spent time teaching Zara more about human ways. He showed her how to cook simple meals, how to interact with other people, and explain the importance of human customs. Zara enjoyed learning and was eager to experience everything Derek shared. One sunny afternoon, Derek decided to take Zara to a quiet lake near the cabin. The lake was peaceful, surrounded by trees, and the water shimmered gently under the sun. Zara stood at the water's edge, feeling calm and happy. "This place is beautiful," Zara whispered softly, smiling at Derek. "It's one of my favorite places," Derek replied warmly, taking her hand gently. "I come here when I need peace." Zara nodded thoughtfully, watching birds fly gracefully over the water. She felt truly at peace, realizing how much she loved being here with Derek. Suddenly, Zara remembered something important. "Derek, do you think your people will accept me?" she asked quietly. Derek looked at her thoughtfully. "Some might not understand at first," he admitted honestly. "But many will accept you once they see how kind and special you are." Zara smiled softly, feeling hopeful. "I want them to trust me," she said gently. "I want to help bring our worlds together." "You will," Derek reassured her firmly. "I believe in you, Zara." Their quiet moment was interrupted by the sudden arrival of another ship. Zara's eyes widened with excitement and anxiety as the familiar glowing vessel appeared once again, landing gently near the lake. The door slid open, and Lena stepped out with two companions. Her face was serious but calm. "Hello again," Lena greeted softly, stepping forward. Zara took a deep breath, her heart pounding. "What did they decide?" she asked nervously, Lena's expression softened slightly. After much talk, our people have agreed, she explained gently. They will let you stay as our ambassador. But there are conditions. Zara nodded eagerly. Tell me, she said firmly. I'll do whatever is needed. You must live carefully, Lena continued seriously. You must teach humans about us gradually. Your identity must be protected until both our worlds are truly ready. Zara agreed immediately, feeling relieved and excited. I promise to be careful, she assured her sister. Good, Lena said, smiling softly. We trust you, Zara. Derek stepped forward, speaking clearly and respectfully. Thank you, he said sincerely. I promise to help Zara in any way I can. Lena nodded, appreciating Derek's honesty. We believe. You will, she replied kindly. Our worlds have much to learn from each other. After exchanging warm goodbyes, Lena and her companions returned to their ship, leaving Zara and Derek alone by the peaceful lake. Zara turned to Derek, her eyes shining brightly with joy. We did it, Zara said happily, squeezing Derek's hand tightly. We really did it. Yes, Derek replied, smiling warmly. Now our real journey begins. Back at the cabin, Derek and Zara began making plans for their future. They talked about ways Zara could safely meet more humans and decided she could help. Derek teach about astronomy, slowly sharing her knowledge of space and other worlds. Humans are naturally curious, Derek explained thoughtfully. If we teach them slowly, they will accept the truth more easily. I understand, Zara replied, agreeing with him completely. Patience is important. As evening fell, Derek lit a small fire outside the cabin. Zara sat close to him, feeling warmth and comfort from both the flames and Derek's presence. She looked at the stars above, wondering about her home and her new purpose on Earth. Are you afraid? Derek asked softly, noticing Zara's thoughtful expression. A little, Zara admitted honestly, but mostly I feel hope and happiness. Derek smiled warmly, gently placing an arm around Zara's shoulders. Me too, he whispered softly. Together we can do anything. Zara rested her head gently on Derek's shoulder, feeling safe and loved. She knew challenges awaited them, but she also knew they were ready to face them. Zara felt deep gratitude for this new life, this chance to build bridges between two very different worlds. Under the gentle glow of the stars, Zara and Derek quietly shared their dreams for the future. They knew they would need courage, patience, and strength. But above all, they knew their bond would guide them, lighting the way forward into a hopeful new beginning. As weeks turned into months, Zara and Derek carefully began sharing Zara's knowledge with the people around them. Zara became Derek's assistant in his astronomy classes, quietly helping students learn about the stars, planets, and galaxies. Her natural charm and gentle personality quickly won the students' hearts. At first, Zara felt shy around larger groups, but Derek's calm presence helped her feel confident. They worked together closely, sharing small pieces of Zara's true background slowly. Students were amazed by her insights, believing she was simply a gifted teacher with a deep love for astronomy. One day, Derek decided it was time for Zara to meet his family. Zara felt nervous but excited to meet the people who raised Derek. They arrived at a cozy house with a beautiful garden filled with colorful flowers. Derek's parents greeted them warmly. His mother, Emma, had a gentle smile, while his father, John, showed quiet strength and kindness. Both were curious but welcoming. It's so wonderful to finally meet you, Emma said kindly, hugging Zara gently. Derek has told us so many good things. Thank you, Zara replied softly, feeling warmth in her heart. She liked Emma immediately. During dinner, John asked about Zara's home and family. Zara spoke carefully, explaining that her home was far away and very different from Earth. I miss it sometimes, Zara admitted softly. But I've found so much happiness here. Emma smiled warmly, noticing the gentle way Derek looked at Zara. She sensed their deep connection. We're happy you found each other, Emma said sincerely. You're always welcome here. Zara felt a wave of happiness and relief. Derek's family had accepted her warmly. She knew this was an important step toward building trust between humans and her people. As time passed, Zara slowly revealed more about herself to Derek's family. They reacted with surprise, but quickly accepted her completely, promising to support and protect her secret. One evening, Zara and Derek hosted a small gathering at their cabin. Natalie, Emma, John, and a few trusted friends attended. Zara finally shared her full story, explaining clearly who she was and why she was on Earth. Everyone listened quietly, fascinated and amazed. When Zara finished speaking, there was a long silence. Finally, Natalie broke the quiet with a gentle smile. "Zara, we trust you," Natalie said warmly. "Thank you for sharing your truth with us." Emma nodded, smiling softly. "We're honored to know you, and will always support you and Derek." Zara felt tears of joy in her eyes. She had hoped for acceptance, but their kindness was beyond anything she had imagined. As months turned into a year, news about Zara quietly spread among close, trusted circles. People in the small town gradually learned to trust and accept her. Zara became known as someone wise and caring, a gentle bridge between two worlds. Zara and Derek spent their days teaching and exploring. They visited towns nearby, slowly helping people understand and appreciate the idea of peaceful contact with other worlds. Zara's gentle nature and sincere desire for peace made her an effective ambassador. One clear night, Derek and Zara stood quietly under the stars, holding hands tightly. The sky was filled with shimmering stars, and everything around them felt peaceful and calm. "Look," Derek whispered softly, pointing to a bright star shining brightly. Zara smiled warmly. "That's Eloria," she said gently, recognizing the familiar star. "My home. Do you miss it very much?" Derek asked softly. Zara squeezed his hand gently. "Sometimes," she admitted honestly. "But now, my home is here with you." Derek felt his heart warm with joy. "I'm glad," he said quietly. "I love you, Zara." Zara looked into Derek's eyes, feeling deep happiness. "I love you too," she whispered gently. As they stood under the vast, endless sky, Zara felt truly at peace. Her journey had been long and filled with challenges, but she knew she was exactly where she belonged. She felt grateful for the love, acceptance, and friendship that had filled her life. "Do you think others will follow your path one day?" Derek asked thoughtfully, looking up at the stars. Zara smiled softly, hope shining in her eyes. "Yes," she said confidently. "I believe our worlds will grow closer and stronger, united in understanding and peace." Together, Derek and Zara continued watching the stars, imagining a future filled with hope and new possibilities. They knew their journey wasn't finished, but they felt ready for whatever the future held. They would face it together, building bridges between their worlds and inspiring others to embrace peace, love, and understanding.